I've got a story to tell you. Okay? But for that story, I'm going to need a volunteer. Okay? Because this here, I want you to pretend that it is a large cabbage. Okay, a large cabbage that you planted in the ground. So it's here. So we need a farmer. So who can be the farmer? Who can be a farmer here? You. It's Frank, huh? Yeah. Okay, Frank, you're the farmer. Okay. So come round here. There we go. So this is your cabbage here. And what happens is that I want you to just grab hold of the cabbage. Okay? But you can't get it out of the ground. Okay? So one day the farmer comes along and he tries to pull. And he tries to pull. Go on, Frank. You can pull. But it's not going to move. Huh? It's too big. He's pulling. And he's pulling. And he's pulling. It won't come out. So the farmer, he thinks, what am I going to do? So he says, right, I'm going to go and get the wife. She's going to come and help. So Frank, go and find the wife. Who can be the wife? Okay, so I want you to go behind your husband. In a line. Okay, so you try and pull the cabbage. And you pull. And you pull. And it's not coming out that way. So the wife thinks, I'll go and get the son. So you need to go and find the son. Oh, Elijah is now the son. Good. Okay, so the son goes behind. And they line up in a line there. Okay, all holding on to one another. And they pull. And they pull. And it won't come out. So the son thinks, I'll go and get my sister. So go and find the sister.
Yeah, sister. I was short of from your garbage.
And so they all line up. Okay, they scrunch up a little bit. There we go. Go forward. Go forward. Okay, and they pull. And they pull. And they pull. And no, it won't come out. So the sister thinks, I know, I'll go and get the dog. So go and find the dog. Keep the dog. Okay. Well, Vincent, you are the dog. So they all go back to the cabbage. And they pull. And they pull. And they pull. And it just won't come out. So the dog thinks, I'll go and get the cat. So go and find the cat. So the cat comes and lines behind. Okay? And they all go up a little bit. And they pull. And they pull. And they pull. And they pull. And no! It won't come out. So the cat thinks, who can I get to come and help? I know, I'll go and get the rat. I'll go and get a mouse. Go and find the mouse. Oh, the mouse didn't understand what you were saying then. You need to speak in English to this mouse. He's getting some. Oh, French. Yeah. He's getting some. But try in French. Huh? Okay, so they all go to get the cabbage and they pull. And they pull. And they pull. And they pull. And yes, it comes out. Hey, well done. Okay, why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? Okay, well done. you can go and sit down.
Thank you.
Okay. So, you come back to your book. Okay. We're on page 33. Okay, page 33. It's called Everyone Has a Place. So, you see there's a question mark here in the book. Now, I want you to close your book a moment. Okay, just close it over. And that means you, Charles, as well. Just close it over. What do you think, Elijah, close your book? Close your book. Okay, what do you think that story means?
Umuntu wonse mu community nango mumushi alikwate chakaliko alikwata ko mulimo wenga chita
Chalola mwisa.
Shara mukwe bati wonse fyo umuntu mu group afili abombako.
Okay, this story means that everyone in the community has a place. That means everyone has to be involved in the work.
Okay, so everyone has to be involved. Okay, anybody else? Bertam?
I have also noticed that when we do things as a group, the things are easy.
Okay, so it's easier when you do it as a group. Okay, okay. And Vincent?
Chitalanga okuti muchirongani n'omuntu onse alikwata mu lubatu.
Chalola mwisa.
Ifo katika firongano shesu nangula munkuta shesu tatulingira okusula abantu bambi kuti tateti babomba omulimo wakwalesa.
This shows that in the church, everyone has a place, meaning we shouldn't look down on other people in the church. We should involve everyone in the activities that are found in the church.
Okay, so let me ask you another question. And
This
is not in your, it's not in your book here, but it's just to help. Sometimes you have to do that to help people just to understand and to make sure that they are understanding. Okay?
kyalisumishwa kuti mwachitefe mwaipusha question ishiri mu book pantu mulefu okumona mano y'abantu nga chakutira balekonka ifyo mulefu.
Okay, who is the most important person who is out here? What's the most important person who is here?
Muri libumba lya kitanta
trying to pull the big cabbage.
Inani uachindamisha muri aba abantu abatitanta.
Somebody who hasn't answered so far. My friend, my lady at the back here.
Father.
The father. Okay, well, let me ask you, why do you think the father is the most important?
Because he's the one who planted that cabbage.
Oh, okay, okay. But could that father take it out by himself?
He can't.
So it was going to rot in the ground, huh? You see, okay. Okay, Elijah, I'll come to you guys on this side in a moment.
No one was important.
Oh, okay. Why do you say that? Everyone was important.
Number tapali mwachiranda yarono. Tapali were important. Everyone was important.
Okay, okay, that's good. Now, Bertrand?
Yeah, that's the same answer with
the same answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every person is important. Otherwise, they couldn't put it out.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
But what particular lesson do you think we can get? Charles, what have you got another answer?
Picture twalalosha kuli ine wini nango muntu.
The picture that we are going to see here is, I can give myself as an example.
Not kwatamatu.
I have got ears,
Amen so.
eyes,
Umona.
nose,
Akanwa.
mouth,
Okokoko.
the arm,
Ukulu.
the leg.
Yes. So, ukukutwi.
This ear
Tetikwebo kulwata ukwetenjita.
cannot tell the leg that you are useless.
Pantu fyonsina fili kumubiriunga.
Because all these parts, they belong to one body.
No mubiri
Oh, that's
also
true.
unakwatenjito.
And the whole of this body completely now, it has got work
Kushukuru mwine.
with God.
Okay, I thought that was something. Do you want to finish the session? No, serious. But there's something a little bit more. I mean, everything that you said, maybe apart from the father being the most important. The story is that everyone is important. But there's another lesson, just a little extended lesson. Everyone would look at the rat and think they were nothing. Think they did not have a contribution. Think that they didn't have anything good to give. And yet, it was when the rat that joined, when it joined, they were able to pull the cabbage out. So yes, everyone is important, but the most important person in that story was the rat. Because without the rat, nobody could achieve anything. So yes, they are all of equal importance in the sense that they are all together. But in that story, the thing that you thought was the lowest, the smallest, the least powerful, the dirtiest, was the most important. Umuntu nangu ikintu kyomala etontonganya tekyali kyaperekeshako ikyakyabe ikyafiko ekyo twalanda okutira ekyali kyakindamisyapo. You see that? It turns the way we think about people and puts it upside down. Yeah? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, let me try and apply this a little bit. The most important person in the church, who is that? The member. Okay. But which member? The one who just goes to church to listen. Just to listen. Okay. Better?
To me, the most important person in the church is the child.
It's a child,
yeah.
the least one. That's
yeah.
what you're saying. Okay. Yeah? Anybody else? Because that's normally not what people say here. They say, the most important person in the church is the leader. It's only because you have read this, you know that that is not the answer we are looking for. You see, but the leader, if there's no members in a church, is nothing. Yeah? But it's more than just the members. Huh? It's saying that the person who comes in, who maybe isn't even a Christian, is the most important. So if we think one way, God turns it upside down. So anyway, we'll have a look at that a bit later. Okay? Now, in our session, if you open back up, it's page 33 or 34 now in the English one. It might be 1 or 2 pages different in the Bemba one and that. It's got a Bible reading now. You see, it's got that icon at the top. You remember that? So the Bible readings are here in the book. Because people often in the villages, sometimes they don't have Bibles. So muri book masanga pali amalembo nicho pantu abantu mumusha bengi tabakwata Bible. So we put the Bible readings in the book, so at least they have this teaching. So let me read a couple of passages to you, and I want you to listen to them. So the first one is from a letter to some people called the Galatians. And the letter was written by the Apostle Paul to that church, and he was just trying to explain some things to them. So it says this, and you can look this up yourself later, okay? But let me just read it. So In Jesus, you are all children of God through faith. All of you were baptized into Christ and have clothed yourselves with Christ. There is neither Jew nor Gentile. There's not slave or free. There's not male or female. If you are all one in Christ Jesus. If you belong to Christ, then you are Abraham's descendants and heirs according to the promise. So, what that passage is saying there, it's like it's saying there's not Bemba or Tonga. There's not Zambian or Congolese.
If you are disambisho liranda, direfatulati, apa wonse tulipamo. Takulu mubemba na ngumutonga. Takulu muzambia ni nangwa Congo.
I think our sisters here are lost.
Yes.
On their page. Maybe Pilius, if you can help them. Okay. So it's trying to say that the things that we use to divide ourselves, to give ourselves status, they're actually irrelevant. Because we are all God's children. That's what it's saying. Okay? So let me then read, it's a bit of a long bit of the Bible from Corinthians. And that's what my friend Charles was just trying to talk about. So this is what the Apostle Paul, he wrote to the church in Corinth. This is what he said to them. It says, just as a body, though one, has many parts, all of its many parts form one body. So it is with Christ. That's what we were saying. Everyone's important, yeah? For we were all baptized by one Spirit, and so as to form one body. And now it sounds very similar to the one in Galatians now. Whether Jews or Gentiles, slave or free, we were all given the one Spirit to drink. So in the language of the session I was doing this morning, we were all planted by the same Spirit, the same river, the same water. And so the body is not made up of one part, but of many. That's verse 14. And it says now, verse 15, now the foot should say, because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body. It would not for that reason stop being part of the body. 16. And if the ear should say, because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body, it would not for that reason stop being part of the body. 17. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the whole body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? 18. But in fact, God has placed the parts of the body, every one of them, just as he wanted them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be? There are many parts, but one body. So we're all getting that, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Now let me go on to the next bit. And now this is the bit where it's talking about the rat. Okay? Verse 21. The eye can't say to the hand, I don't need you. And the head cannot say to the feet, I don't need you. Now this is the bit, and I'm going to have to explain this a little bit, okay? It's verse 22. Those parts of the body that seem to be weaker are indispensable. Let me say that in another way. Those parts of the body that you think are weak, they are very, very important. So important you cannot do away with them.
Filefilundwa fya mubiri ifyo tumono kutila efyaba ifyanakuka ifyo ifyabe efikankala ifyo kwati det tubombe nga twafikana na nga twafifumyako.
The parts that we think are less honorable, we treat with special honor. Does anybody know what that's talking about? There are parts of your body that you don't really want people to see. Yeah? So you treat them with special honor. Yeah? That's what it's saying. That there are parts that you think, they shouldn't be on public view. But we treat them with special honor, with special attention, because we don't want everybody to see them. And so it's saying the weaker parts, they are the ones that we treat with special honor. The rats are the ones treated, or should be in the church, treated with special honor. The dogs and the cats, those are treated with special honor. But we've kind of got it the wrong way around. You see, verse 24. God has put the body together, giving greater honor to the part that lacked it, so that there shouldn't be any division in the body, and that its parts should have equal concern for each other. 26. If one part suffers, every part suffers with it. If one part is honored, every part rejoices with it. So you see, when we talk in the church, often we're talking about leaders, and we even say, that's the man of God, don't we? Yeah? We say that. Would you ever say that to Irat? In the church? No. Then your understanding is wrong. We are not understanding what this passage is teaching us. There is no man of God. There are just the people of God. You get what I'm saying? Huh? There's no special people. You know, even the big apostles and... No, they're not more special. If anybody gets the honor, it's the rat. You see, it's the wrong way. It's a different way to the way we think, isn't it? You see, every person who lives in the village can be used by God to do something wonderful. Every person. So as I say that, think about the people in your village. You know, there's a belief that we must be somehow experienced. You know, that we must have some kind of title, pastor such and such, whatever, to do anything for God. That isn't true. That isn't true at all. There's also the belief in our villages that ordinary members of the congregation, so in Anglican church they would call those the lay people. Yeah? They might be called congregants in other... Yeah? But let me just say the normal people. It's somehow that they need permission to be able to do the things of God. No, they don't. No, they don't. There's not one part of the Bible that says that. Nothing. Because we are all one body. If we feel that God is telling us to go and help that person over there, or to go and speak to that person, or to whatever it might be, then we must go. It says the head of the body is Jesus. It is Jesus who is the one that organizes. It is Jesus who is the one that sends. Not a person. You see, a pastor or a leader shouldn't be the one that is telling his congregation what to do. That is Jesus' role. A pastor or a leader should be laying down their life to serve those in their congregation and to help them achieve what God wants them to do. You're smiling, my sister, back there. Hey, man. But this is what the Bible is saying. A richer member of the congregation cannot tell a poorer member of the congregation what to do. Like they are some kind of slave or servant or something. No. The way we think about power is wrong. We are all equal. And the rats are given special honor. You know, we encourage our life groups to run in that way. I would encourage every church to run in that way. All it does in this part of the world is that some people feel very important to the top, and everyone else feels they can't do anything. That's all it does. Yeah, they're not allowed to, or they can't, or whatever. And so the only resource we have, which is people, gets wasted because it gets held up by the people who are the big ones. That's the problem. But every person has gifts from God. Every person has a role from God. So why do we run things to a different way? You know, I once, in a place called Chalata, actually, in fact Bernard was there the other week. There was a lady just like you, huh? And she said to me, she said, John, you know, if what you are saying is true, and I were to go to my church, they would throw me out. Yeah? And I said, I know. I said that your church is not worth going to. Your church has got it wrong. You are not there to serve a person. Like you are there to make them feel powerful. No, you are there to serve God. Together. As a community. It's radical, it's different. So, let me ask you guys a question. Now you see there's a question mark at the top here. You're on probably page 37 or something, or I'm not sure which one you're on. Which page are you on in the Bemba? 43, okay. So that's the one, page 43. Now it says this. And you see, it says to get people into groups. Of 3 or 4 people. So I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to get into groups. Okay, so but you can come with these. No, actually, maybe you stay there. And maybe Charles, you come over here, yeah?
Charles kabieni.
Okay. And for 5 minutes,
Na mipera minutes ai 5.
I want you to talk about the things I've just said.
Therefore mulande pa fintu ififyo na fuma mkulanda po.
What does it mean for the way we run the church in our village?
Chipiri
Or our
bulanchi.
town or wherever
Umi
we are.
wombere ntubombera mona ngyo tutungulira mu efirongani no fyeso.
What changes would we have to make?
Finshi fireka biro kuchinja
So
mu mitungulire.
thinking that we're all equal,
Mutampe okutontokanya paka tuli bonsa balingana.
that the rats are treated with special honor,
Mutampe okutontokanya kutila bakoswe balingira okuchindikwa.
yeah, and thinking that there's no special people,
Ero nomba mulunde pona okutontokanya okabati takuli
that the
abantu
richer
abali
are not
abashindikwa.
better, that the pastors, the leaders, those of titles, they are not higher.
Mutontokanya paka bati abakankala tebalingira okuchindikwa nango ati ba pastor yeba abapamuru awe.
What would that mean?
Chapiri bulanchifi.
Why don't you have a talk about it for 5 minutes?
Therefore
and you can
amulanshanye muri 5
give
minutes.
us some answers. Is that
Mupene
okay?
kwa maso ko pali 15.
Okay, so you four.
Imawali 4 na wali.
Okay, let me start with these guys over here.
Barambira pona abali uko abanesu.
So, what would it mean? Some of,
Ha? Na mulemba tamatale. So alandeni ina ma point mulembe.
Wana abali bulungi ikirenga sana ndio bati kile kitika muma eri atwakwa iki abantu bali gakinga asambiro so nga wamuleka omuntu okwebati nakwata kwa masambiro tangu nakwata ko kalupia nishuhudia wine wakupera sana omukinshi nokwebati nokumona kwati uliayo washiwa sana lesa kuchila bali bunse.
What causes these things to happen in our churches is because people, they lack knowledge. They are not taught the truth about what the church should be and how people should be treated in the church. Take for example, if someone is rich, as we heard in the teaching, people go straight to that person and give respect just because of the money they have, not because of the truth of the gospel they have in their lives, and they begin to respect them. So in short, they are saying it's because people are not taught the truth.
okay. Okay, and maybe another answer from this side, and then I'll come back to this side in a moment. An answer from this side?
Ekikankala ekyo twasambira muri obulangiro bwa kibapa ukana asula omuntu uli onse mu community pantu kwabula kwindi ekipushinga takyafumire so nawula bino omuntu wakyepeshali bamukankala mu community.
What we have learned is that without the rat, the cabbage was not going to be uprooted from the ground. So even the weakest in the community are important.
Okay, so what would you have to change?
If
That's true. What do you have to change in the church? What do you have to change?
So ekingire okukitta mu kironganino so onse na membala alikwata omulimo firo kumubonfya.
We have to involve everyone.
Okay, okay. You guys got another different answer or not?
Namkwata na imbia kulunda ku point wa kiremba.
Kwa point tayikusengisa nima mfirongani lokutwakwata mumishumo tubikala kulabako kwali bako katika ignorant kalya mfirongani nga bamona umuntu uri okazina kwatako kalisambiro ubinga berenga bible lokabinga berenga nebuku olo bali abantu abashayishibo kuberenga bala akamweso kalya baralekera fie ulawiyo ushibo kuberenga ngo balabe nabeshibo kuberenga ibala kuntaje kayibinje ebakula berenge fie fumoko ebakula bakwati babigiromba nabantu ngushi so kaka ignorance kada kakwebatsa abantu tabayingira sana kuma school bala kwata akamweso.
The other contributing factor, what happens in churches is that people who have never been to school, they feel out of place when the people who have been to school are there, who are able to read and maybe explain things, even if they don't know about the things of God, but just because they can read. So those who have never been to school, they feel down, and then they just let those guys do things.
So what should we do? I'll ask the person who gave the answer. Huh? What should we do then?
Maybe one way we can help is to introduce some kind of a school in the church, and we begin to help those brothers and sisters who are not able to read. Maybe if they learn and they are able to read a bit, they can also get involved.
Yeah, that's something you could do, isn't it? Huh? Okay, let's move on. You see, the end of that passage we looked at, I didn't read it before. I've done it a bit out of order. I'm going to go back and read it from verse 27. So 1 Corinthians 12, verse 27. It says, "Now you are the body of Christ, and each one of you is a part of it." 28. "And God has placed in the church, first of all apostles, second prophets, third teachers, then miracles and gifts of healing, of helping, of guidance, and of different kinds of tongues. Are all apostles? Are all prophets? Are all teachers? Do all work miracles? Do all have gifts of healing? Do all speak in tongues? Do all interpret? Now eagerly desire the greater gifts." Now, this is just a little thing that I want to talk about that happens. When people read those verses, they say, now first apostles, God has placed in the church first apostles, and then prophets, then teachers. Yeah? They say, with the top guys are the apostles. That's what people think, is it not? Huh? Now, let me ask you a question. Now, we have gone through the Bible passage ourselves, because it's part of the same passage. You see that, huh? Yes. Why would the Apostle Paul say that everyone is important? Why would he say, you need to treat those dishonorable parts, those rats, with special honor? Why would he say that? And then literally in the next line say, and now you have some big apostles. It doesn't make sense, does it? Because that's not what it means. It's a bit like me saying, and first we are going to look at this, and then we are going to look at that. Yeah? No, it's a figure of speech. He's not saying apostles are the most important person in the church, because that would make no sense of what he has just been saying. Yeah? He's not saying prophets are more important than teachers, or teachers are more important than those who do miracles. He's not saying that. So when you hear somebody saying that, you can think to yourself, now just, you can go and tell them, go and read your Bible and explain why. Hey, you'll make them shake, I'm telling you. Because we're all equal. Now, we do have different gifts. And we do have different roles. There are some people who are an apostle. Another word of saying the word apostle is the word missionary. They mean the same thing. thing.
Ishwi apostle in shira imbiri piribula mishoni. Missionary.
They were just different languages.
Yeah,
it's a role.
Mulimo.
They go and make things happen out there somewhere.
Yeah?
There's prophets, there's people who can talk about God's word. There's teachers, there's people who can explain. And you know, a person might be a teacher and an apostle. There are gifts of guidance. I mean, I haven't talked about all of the gifts that are talked about in the Bible, but there's lots of them. The only reading of that makes sense is that everyone is equal. And just like there are many different parts of the body, so we all have different gifts and roles. And if we work together as one body, then we'll be strong. That's the only interpretation that makes sense of everything we have been looking at. There is no place in Christianity for superheroes, for big buanas. There's no space there for that, because the only buana is Jesus. That's the bottom line. Yeah? You know, I mean, look, I'm a Mzungu, you guys are not. Yeah? You know, we are actually not so different. Yeah? I know we look a bit different. But the same things you get concerned about, I get concerned about. You know, we have this way of putting barriers between ourselves. These teachings say that we should not. You know, people do it on race, don't they? They do it on tribe. You're Bemba, you must be lazy. That's what people say. Am I not correct, huh? That's not true. Yeah? Or they say of the Congas, they work very hard. Yeah? Or people say, all the Congolese are crooks. A lot of them. Do people say these things, huh? Yes. But that's not really what the body is it? Those things are dividing us. Yeah? And people the world over, whether they are white, black, Chinese, whatever, you know, lots of them say the same kind of things, huh? They divide us. We need to not have that. We need to be together. Whoever God has placed us with. Let me read another part of the Bible to you. You see, we come to that Bible reading bit there, you see. And it's from the book of Matthew. Now Matthew, he wrote down events in Jesus' life, so that we would know and understand what was important to Jesus. Which page is that on in the Bemba one? It's page 45 in the Bemba one. It's page 37 in the English one, okay? So, let me read what Matthew said. It's only a short story. It says, as Jesus went on from there, he saw a man named Matthew sitting at the tax collector's booth. Follow me, he told him. And Matthew got up and followed him. While Jesus was having dinner at Matthew's house, many tax collectors and sinners came and ate with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they asked the disciples, why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners? On hearing this, Jesus said, it's not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have not come to call the righteous,
but sinners. Now, let me just help you understand a little bit. Yeah? Okay. The tax collector in those days was like the corrupt policeman today. Yeah? You know that they would be taking fines, but they might be adding their own little charge on top. You know, or they might not even be giving it to the government. They might just be putting it in the pocket. I'm sure everyone has had some issue with somebody like that in their life here. So then, these people, many of these types of people came to Jesus. They were having dinner. And all the religious people are saying, why? Why does Jesus meet with these people? So, you're in your two groups again, huh? See, there's a question. Again, I'm going to ask you a question. And it says to put you into groups, so that's what I'm doing. What does this mean for how you treat people who are not part of the church and who are maybe doing things that you don't like?
Musungiramu abantu abashakwata mu bali mu chechi yenu nangu bali abantu mwayishi bati abakitefi mu community yenu.
In particular, are you to treat them as outsiders or are you to treat them as part of the family? I don't think we need a big discussion about it, but how are we meant to treat people who are outside of the church? Outside of being a believer, maybe they don't believe, maybe they do things we don't like.
That wa kwatera nchikulanshanyo karamba but ndefa nchifefe iri pusho tubasunga shani abantu abashaba mu kironganino limbi tabatetekera nangu balaba kitefivi abashayishi baleza.
How are we meant to treat those people?
Lingiro kubasunga shani.
Better?
The church does not, or the people in the church does not want those people in the church. Because they look at them as sinners, and the people who can corrupt the people inside the church. So, yeah, they are looked at the people.
Okay, so is that a right view? Or?
No, it is not the, it is not right.
Okay.
It is the wrong conception.
Okay, okay. What about somebody from this group? What do you think?
Abantu mukulingana embeera twachumfumba alondolola bali muleka abantu ababembu kaya abantu bamu abankalwe kaya abantu bamu kumulika abakankangwa sana tebasenda mwechaka niko mungu olukutawo kuba muna abantu abashingalingana mu lukuta bwino bwino.
The way we treat people, or the way these people are treated, they are treated in a way that we look down on them, we think they are bad people, we think there is no good in them. That's the way the church looks at them.
And yet, how do we think Jesus looked at these people? From what you can see,
Yesu alemo naba abantu nga bakankala.
He was seeing these people as rich.
Rich in what way?
Abakankala munjira nshi.
I'm confused by your answer. Were you in the same? What does he mean by that?
No, I need to give another answer.
Okay.
Which is different from this.
Okay.
Jesus was looking at these people as not as sinners at all. He was looking at them as friends.
Okay.
As the people who needed to be close to him. In other words, he was just looking for ways to reach out to them.
Okay, that's right. So I think Jesus did see those people as sinners, but that didn't change the way he was with them. Jesus, he was called elsewhere. in the New Testament, the friend of sinners. Huh?
Bantu, muchipingo vale mutati chibusa wababemu.
So you're quite right though. He was eating with them. He was spending time with people. He was friends with them. Yeah? Sorry, my sister back here.
Yesu Kristu, cyalengera kuti nokuti Yesu amwiri fugoro kwa pachara apata pali n'abantu. So Yesu akongera ababembu balabini bakutira bapiribuke bakutira babe mwishire yakwaleza. So icho Yesu areba strategy kwati bapala bepompe epina yina bakutira nabena bapiribuke ko bakata ko misango Yesu.
When Jesus came, he knew that everyone on earth was a sinner. That's why he came. So we are saying people were sinners and he came for the sinners. But the most important thing is that he never concentrated so much on the sin, but he concentrated much on bringing them from the sin to a good life. So he was a friend to them.
He was a friend to them. Okay. Okay, that's helpful. Huh? So what we are saying, okay, is that rather than throwing these people away, we actually should be close to them. That's what we're saying. Huh? You know, the problem is that if you throw somebody away, it's because you believe you are better than them. That's what you were saying, Batam. You know, you didn't say it in quite those words, but the people in the church feel they are like better, more pure, more whatever, yeah?
Abantu mufironganino barayibika pale paka bati bali babwino bali sangululwa eba ishwa fi.
And if we have you people in,
imwenga twamisuni chokwisa muno.
Ah man, it's going to be bad.
Mwana ona ule fin.
Because you are not as good as us. You are not as clean as us. You're going to bring that dirty stuff inside here. Huh? Without really realizing that we are all yeah? We are all people who struggle with sin. All of us struggle knowing God. You know, there isn't a person in this room. If I said, are you sinless? You would say, oh yes. All of us sin. The only difference is that we have found someone who can help us with that sin, with that thing we were in. And some people have not found him or don't want to know. I'm not saying you get somebody who's like acting as a prostitute in the village and somehow you make them a pastor of a church. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying, there's no reason they should not eat it. There's no reason why they should not be allowed to come to the services. And so, you know, we plant life groups. Okay, and I'm going to talk about that a bit more in a moment about what that is. But our life groups are open to anyone. That is very, very important to understand. It should never ever be said that you cannot come. Yeah, never. Okay? Because we want them to be places where anyone can hear about Jesus. Whereas even if they're not sure about Jesus, they can still come along. You get what I'm saying, huh? Anyone. It should be that people are coming to the life group and just like they said to Jesus, why are you guys eating with those sinners over there?
Yeah?
Yeah? Anyone. You know, Bernard, you were telling me, who's in the Conde here? These guys. Yeah? Bernard was telling me how some people in your village, they heard this lesson, and then they started even saying to those in the church, why do you leave us out when... Is that what you were saying, Bernard?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe just explain in English and then you can just tell the story for these guys quickly on the camera.
Yesterday when these guys arrived, they stayed at my place, and then they started sharing a testimony or stories about things that have started happening in the village where they are coming from after receiving this material, and they shared a little bit about Everyone Has a Place when they called a large meeting to introduce this program. So in that group, during that meeting, some people, after hearing these things, they started pointing at these pastors or church leaders to say, you see, where have you gotten this teaching? Because you guys, you chase us from the church because we are sinners. You push us out to say we are not supposed to be here. Now see what you are teaching. Jesus is allowing us to stay, so we are going to come. Even if you consider us as sinners, we will come. We will be there because God is allowing us to come. Yeah.
Now we've created a problem there now. But you see, but listen to that. Listen to what is happening there. You have people who know they are maybe not in the best place. They are calling themselves sinners. And they maybe want to be different from that. But it is some of God's own people who are chasing them away. That's what's happening. Huh? And now they are saying, we are coming anyway. Because Jesus wants us to know. That's amazing. You see, praise God for that. And we hope that those people, they learn about Jesus. They learn about God. Yeah, and their lives will change. They will definitely change. And they will become more fruitful in the community. They will become more loving, and that's what will happen. But why is it those people, you see, it is like those people outside the church are having to fight to hear about Jesus, huh? Ah, man. How have we gone so far wrong? Yeah. So a life group, it's open to anyone. And you know, a life group is very simply, it's a group of people in a village who meet together to learn about Jesus. You know, it could be in a high density area. It could be anywhere, in fact. You know, it doesn't have to be in a village, but it could be anywhere, actually. It could be in a university, it could be anything, but we concentrate a lot on villages. Huh? That's the only reason we talk about that. And it's people from maybe different churches. It's people who don't go to church. It's anyone. And the people organizing the group have gone out of their way to make sure that different people are coming. And there's two reasons why we use a life group. Okay? There's two reasons. One is this, is that as people, and in our villages as people, the churches were very divided. You know, it's where one group will not even speak to the other group sometimes. I've heard of that happening. We won't even greet those guys. They're wrong. We don't have the people or the resources to afford the luxury of not being united. We don't have much money.
Tatwakwata olupiya.
We don't have much stuff.
Tatwakwata ebyakubonfya.
And yet all of us will look at our individual and will say, what can I do? I don't have anything.
Ife bonse fwe bakwati tatwakwata ebyakubonfya efingi tulayirole ekyo twanda finishinga kitakaidi nchikwete ebyakubonfya.
You see, in a life group,
muri life group iyi,
we come together with people.
Nga twaisa pamonga abantu.
We can put our little bits together.
Just
like everyone, you're in the line. They put their effort together. And they can do something together. It's not one person trying to help. It's 10 or 20 people. Or 30. You get what I'm saying? Huh? So like I know one thing in Pilias's area. Miombo, yeah? So Miombo, yeah, he was they got a pig. And they give some of the offspring away. One person couldn't have done that on their own. But together they can. That's why. And the reason we don't call a life group a church, even though it's a type of, it's acting a bit like the church should be, it's because the minute you call it a church, suddenly everyone will be against you. Huh? Are you trying to take up people? Are you trying to steal things? Are you bringing some? You get what I mean, huh? So we deliberately don't call it that. We say it is a way for the church to act as the church in the middle of the village. Can we not work together? Okay. So that's one reason we do it. Yeah. And the other reason is this, and it's connected to that, is that I think in the future, the church will be more like a life group operates. It has to. Okay, there are lots of reasons for that. I'm not going to confuse you now by talking about that. But if the church is to grow in Africa and elsewhere, we've got to work together, and we've got to find ways of teaching people about Jesus. And we've got to find ways of helping our community. And a life group is a structure that allows that to happen. But it can exist with the existing church. You notice we never ever say to people, leave your church. We in fact we say, no, stay in your church. Take the teaching from their life group. We don't care, just take it. But come and be committed to this and let's make something happen. So it can live with the existing church. Because we're trying to do two things. We're trying to plant something that can work as the church is maybe meant to in the community. And we're trying to help the existing church to come along as well. See what I'm saying, huh? So people will go to church, but we say, can you not meet together as a life group in the village on another day? It is like the mission of the church in the village. You get what I'm saying, huh? Yes. Okay. So how does that work? Well, I want you to imagine Normally we'd get everyone up here and give like a drama to do this. This is what it says to do. Yeah. But I'm gonna half do that, okay? So maybe Charles and Elijah, why don't you just come and stand here? Just stand here, right at the front, facing that way for me. So, what village are you from outside of Nakonde? Is it the same one? Capuila. So they're from Capuila. It's about 30 kilometers outside of Nakonde, yeah? Yes. Now, they have just started doing some life groups. Okay, and we're very thankful that they can be here. And what they've done, I should imagine, is that they've got some people together from different churches. Maybe they've got some people together from the community as well. And they are now in some, I think there's 3 groups they're meeting together up there. Okay. But I want us to imagine that this is one of the groups. So let's just say it's in 9 months' time. And there are 20 people meeting in their group. Maybe 25. Life groups are anything between like 10 people to 30 people. Life group. Yeah? If it gets bigger than that, we say just start another group. So let's just say there's 20 people meeting. Now, it's up to these guys as the organizers to work out how that life group can grow and to work. So they meet every week. Let's just say they meet in a classroom of a local school. Okay? Some meet under a tree. They meet in all kinds of places. Huh? So every week, every single week, that group is running. And they are going through some of this material. That's rooted in Jesus in Bemba, for those who are looking on the video. But it could be in Swahili, it could be in anything, okay? But they have this material, and these are materials to help them to teach the people in the group how to follow Christ. You know, we've also got a book called Foundations that the groups are starting to use. Yeah? It's the same kind of idea though, yeah? But they have sessions, they have lessons to teach people. And over that 9 months, they're seeing people grow. They're understanding that being a Christian is not just knowing God, it's being involved in your community. But they're also seeing the relationship with Jesus of those people growing. And because they've looked at this session about the body, that everyone has a place, they understand that everyone has a different gift. Okay, so Vincent, just come here. So Vincent, you come and stand here. I'm trying not to mess up the camera here. Okay. So Vincent's one of their group members. Okay. And he is very good at understanding the lessons, and he's very good at teaching. So Elijah and Charles, they speak together. And they say, you know, Vincent, he's good at this. And yet he comes from that place some 4 kilometers down there. Can we not help him to go and start a group over that side? So rather than them trying to grab Vincent, rather than them trying to keep everything for themselves, they maybe say to Vincent, they say to one another, Here's the plant book.
Vincent, ibuku lya plant
This will help
kulimba
you to know how to run the group.
Iri buku lya kulimba kuti
This will help you to
lyamyafwa
understand.
kutampa ebumba.
In fact, here's a copy of the teaching material as well.
Sendeni nalire buku tubomvye okusambirisha.
Let's go and start a group over there.
Kabire niwe mutampa ebumba pale.
So off he goes.
Vaya ba Vincent.
Yeah, maybe he comes along sometimes, but
Moli
now he's doing
mubalabwera
that group
bale
over
tandala
there.
kuli ibumba patinishina kuli omulimo na utampa.
But it's not just the planting groups that can happen with.
Tekutampa fye kwa kubika ebumba kulya.
So it's not Grace.
Yes.
Yes, Grace, just come up here as well. Okay, Grace, you can go next to Vincent. So Grace is another member of their life group.
But Grace abana bena ni ba member bamuliri ibumberi. Ya Charles.
Grace, when we were talking earlier in the session,
you talked about
the fact that some people struggle to read. And so they feel very inferior. And they look at those who can read and they think, so that's maybe on your heart. So what Grace does is that she talks to Elijah, she talks to one or two of the others in the group, and she says, why can't we, before we meet every week, have like a reading lesson for people in our village? You see, she has been listening to some of the teaching of Christ, and she has thought for herself, I need to do something. And that's her gift. So you say, Elijah, it's a great idea. Please, an hour before can you start doing that? You get what I'm saying? This is not a group where everyone does what Elijah says, huh? Or Joel says. It was where people like Grace can have ideas and have some relationships with other people to be able to go and do those ideas. Yeah? You know, some of those people who are learning to read, they might need one or two exercise books. So let's ask us a question. Where's the money going to come from for those things? Those people who can't read, they don't have any money. Let me tell you where it's going to come from. These guys. Themselves. They might only have a few kwacha. But you have a few, you have a couple, you have a couple, and something that was not happening beforehand begins to happen. That is the way it should work. Yeah? And it might not be teaching people to read. It might be going and feeding somebody who doesn't have any food. It might be that elderly lady that everyone thinks is a witch and has cast her out somewhere. You go and see her and get to know her and say, why don't you come along? Yeah, these are real examples I'm giving you, by the way. I'm not just making them up. Yeah? You know, it might be that person who's a drunkard and is hated by everyone. They're just off their face the whole time, causing trouble. Maybe one or two of them start to, how can we help this guy? But the thing is that they do it together. They invite new people in, they're open to anyone. Okay? That's what a life group is. And when people become Christians, they don't just hold on to They say, would you like to go to one of these churches? And that's the thing. There are some churches in some areas that were opposed to begin with. But then when somebody is almost being given a person, they think, how does that work? And then they want to be part because they can see it's a good thing. Thank you so much for just being examples up here, okay? Go and sit down quickly. So just to finish, yeah, the only people that can reach our village or our area are us. There isn't anyone else. You know, I think often, sometimes, especially in this part of the world, it's almost like we are hoping for somebody from outside will come and sort things out. My friends, that hardly ever happens. And even if it does happen, it always finishes at something. The only people that, and only resource, the only thing that is in your village or in your area that can try and change it is you. You see, we can't hope in what will come from outside. We can hope in what God is going to do through us. You know, and often I think a lot of the time, we're a bit like this. What's happening? Nothing. Why is nothing happening? Why is nothing happening?
Because you're just seated or standing.
I'm just seated and standing doing what?
Nothing.
You see, all over Africa, all over this part of Africa, there are people who are doing just that. There's issues around them, there's people around them, and yet they are sat waiting. The only way anything ever changes is when those people get up and make something happen. That's the only way it changes. So that's what a life group is. It's a bunch of people that don't want to sit down anymore. They want to make a difference for Jesus in their lives and in the community as well. Is that clear? Okay, so let me pray. Lord Jesus, I pray that this idea of life groups, of your people being equal, of your people having gifts, and of your people putting those gifts and influence together for your kingdom. I pray, Lord, that that idea becomes very strong in our minds and in our hearts. And Lord, I pray you'll light a flame, a fire, whatever you want to call it, in our hearts, so that we will ensure this happens. You need people who will not back down. You need people who will light the fire. You need people who will keep on hammering at the wall until something happens. And Lord, those people are us. So Lord, I pray for every village, every place that we know of. And I ask, Lord, that you will unify your people. I ask, Lord, that you will help your people to see the resource that you've given them. You'll help your people to see the fact that you've given them each other. And you will help your people not to chase those who are far from you, but to welcome them with open arms. To love them, to cherish them, to help them to know you. May your church start being hope rather than just some club that good people go to. Lord, I pray for that it would be the hope of the world, the light of the world, a city on a hill that cannot be hidden. Pray this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Amen.